We are here with WADA, Megan, and Mercy, and we will be talking today about two of our funded projects that we are excited to officially close out. So Mercy, we're going to do this kind of as a Q&A. I'll ask Mercy some questions. I may chime in as well. So yeah. Mercy, could you first start by telling us the two proposals that we'll be talking about today? What are the types?
Yeah, so the first one is a Fund 4, local community centers. It was sponsored by the Cardano Foundation, and we put in a proposal project called Local Community Centers in West Africa. The second one is a Fund 5 proposal. It's Catalyst Onboarding, that category. And the name of the project is University Students Registry. That's it. So those are the two projects.
Yeah, and let's just clarify. So the challenge category that those were in, the first one was in the local community center challenge, and the second one was in
Catalyst Onboarding.
Onboarding. Yes. Yeah. So now I think we could talk a little bit about the amount of funding we received in general and how we were able to apply it to, some pretty big achievements, I think.
I agree. So for the local community centers, we got 4,000 USD. And for the Catalyst University Registry, we got 6,000 USD.
Wow, so with only 10,000 USD, let's talk about what we were able to accomplish.
Okay, so for the 4,000 USD were for 4 centers in West Africa. Originally, we had identified Senegal, as well as Ghana, Nigeria, and Cameroon. The work that we're actually able to do did not include Senegal, but we're able to bring in Ivory Coast. So now we have a very strong partner or WADA side in Ivory Coast, and then Ghana, Nigeria, as well as Cameroon.
Awesome. Maybe we can take a minute to point out the pictures that we have here on the screen.
Okay. Too. Yeah. Yes.
Did you want to walk through them?
I can. So in terms of the local community center, like you look at these pictures here, and it was actually done in the hub. We have some great pictures that we will likely share in another sort of presentation. This slide up here is the Ivory Coast team. So that's Mr. Malik Kone. He's a lecturer, and he has all these students that he's brought in. Opened quite a few, a significant number of wallets, and we get a free space from the university. We have Megan in Cameroon, and these are sort of on the last, sort of the right. That is some of our Cameroon pictures. We have DRC pictures over here. And, like in Ghana, we, apart from Accra, which is the capital, we are actually making some good inroads into the north of Ghana. So these pictures down here, sort of bottom left, those are the northern pictures. Up here, upper right, that is when we did, that was a very big university outreach program. So these are different universities. And yeah, it's been good.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think now it would be a great time to highlight just one of the reasons we're combining these two reports is that they really worked hand in hand in the sense that with opening the local community centers, we were able to make the university student registry a lot more impactful. So by having been able to establish centers in these countries, then when we wanted to launch our event, the main focus, would you say is fair, that was in Ghana for the University Student Registry? But then through our hubs, I think we were able to create even similar and large events in some other regions as well, which was all made possible through the network of hubs that WADA created.
Absolutely true. So even though a lot of the university students, like there's big gains in Ghana, in Ivory Coast as well, there's really significant work that has been done. And also in DRC, also some really good work, not to mention the Ghana North as well, because we have a team lead. His name is Jeremiah, and he's actually a lecturer. He's an ICT lecturer in a college in northern Ghana. So also very passionate about Cardano. So he just keeps holding these regular events. So because of the synergies, in terms of the local community centers and the university students registry, we were far able to exceed some of the deliverables that we had promised, in the sense that, like one worked off the other one. And in fact, for both of them, they've also benefited from synergies from other projects as well, like the Cardano Summit, where because we are a local community center for the Cardano Foundation, we actually got support to hold 2 summits in 2 different countries. So 2 in Ghana and 1 in DRC. So that was quite significant.
Yeah, awesome. So was there anything that you wanted to bring up in terms of any challenges that we had in these projects?
So looking at the local community centers in West Africa, because the Cardano Foundation had sponsored that challenge category, we're actually looking forward to a subsequent challenge in that category, in terms of continuing the work that we started, because as we've said originally, we asked for only 4,000, 1,000 per site. Which wasn't a match. So that has been a challenge, in the sense that even like we have acquired spaces, and right now it's proving a little difficult to actually fully finish the place to sort of a state of the art places that we can actually do a lot of work. We're doing some finishing with our Planting Roots in Africa proposal. But I think that not having a subsequent local community center proposal sort of hindered us a little bit in terms of the centers, acquiring internet, electricity, as well as even the space. Right, we keep getting requests to open centers, and we are being very careful in terms of how we manage that, just because of funding. But we are getting there.
Yeah, awesome. And I just wanted to add sort of a way that we overcame that challenge was we do have 2 WADA hubs that have their own building, and that is in Ghana and Cameroon. And then for the other sites, we were actually able to partner with, in some cases, schools, or a combination of event center through a local business, in order to be able to provide a similar experience, especially for the one-time events. And we're thinking about the long-term plan going forwards of how we help to make them more of a center that's easy to access. So I think that sort of naturally turned into, what are the next steps for our project? Mercy, you hinted at Planting Roots in Africa. And I think I could add to that just in general, our next steps are learning from this experience and sort of refining what we've started in each of these countries, and hoping to expand that to be able to assist as many people who come to us wanting support in terms of how to set up a hub, all the way to even how to get funding through Catalyst.
And that's right. And it will be amiss if we don't mention the great team behind all these country hubs. People that are energized and they are working hard. Sometimes, mentioning names can be a bit tricky, but we have Megan here with Manfo and the team in Cameroon. We have Ifia and the team in Ghana, Jeremiah and Mustafa, they are the ones that are sort of pushing stuff to the north. We have Osh in Nigeria. He's doing some good work in terms of opening up some hubs there. I've mentioned Malik in Ivory Coast. And for DRC, last but not least, John T. Samvura, he has also been doing fantastic work in terms of coordinating the work with our partner up to date dev developers. So yeah, just a quick shout out to some of these partners. Obviously, Catalyst, the Swarm, Catalyst School, ABCD. Those are some of our semi-external partners. But we have leveraged all those sort of partnerships to greatly extend this work. And of course, we've mentioned the Cardano Foundation a few times. One of the things that came out of the local community centers is that we have been able to establish a connection with the Cardano Foundation, and we are into ongoing discussions in terms of what kind of capacity building support they can offer. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And there's a wrap for those two proposals.
Yeah, and thanks to the Cardano community for your continued support. We appreciate you all. Thanks.